to a podcast about something where each week we dive deep into whatever it is we find interesting. I'm your host, Calvin, and joining me from 8 Mile is your co-host, Nick Slim Shady Richardson.
It's B Rabbit, actually.
B Rabbit.
Bitch.
Richardson. Bunny Rabbit.
Still, that movie is fucking awesome. Love that movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it in like 7 or 8 years, but
Every once in a while, I'll go on and watch the battle clips.
It was like 100. I watched that shit like 100 times. Isn't Anthony Mackie in that?
Yeah. Papa Dot. Upac.
He's a chameleon.
Upac. None. Well, he was Tupac in the Biggie movie, too.
He really is a chameleon.
Yeah, I like Anthony Mackie. I don't think I've ever seen him and been like, oh, Anthony Mackie's in this? I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, the dude sucks.
Yeah, that hasn't happened. So we are discussing something very near and dear to all of our hearts, all of us white millennials' hearts. It's Eminem. We're doing a selective listening on his 2013 song, Rap God. And selective listening is a series where we take a song, any song, and we break it down line by line and interpret the meaning behind each line or phrase from our point of view. We don't do any research or anything like that. We just, I send Nick a list of all the lyrics, and we both just, and like we kind of break them up into different lines and stanzas, and we just kind of put our own spin on it and try to think of what the artist meant by it, based on our prior knowledge of whatever goes into it.
I have a feeling a whole lot of it's going to be he was angry about something.
He was angry and he thinks he's better than everyone. That's pretty much this whole song.
Literally. Hence the title.
I'll have to admit, on this particular song, I've done some prior research because when it first came out, I was trying to learn all the lyrics. I didn't have kids yet, so it was a lot easier. I had time to do stuff like that. So I'd spent a lot of time on the Rap Genius page for Rap God, as I'm listening to it, trying to keep up with him in my head. But that was 8 years ago, and most of that knowledge just slipped out.
Isn't that crazy how I feel like I don't know. I looked at the date of when it was released. It's just no shit.
Yeah, I thought it was 2015, 2016.
I thought it was 2017, man. Time fucking flies.
So we've done 3 previous selective listening episodes so far. Episode 109, we did Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. That was in June 1st, 2020. Episode 117, we were back with Loser by Beck. That was August 3rd, 2020. And then episode 125, we did the Monster Mash as part of a Halloween month. So don't just think we're out here doing random ass Halloween songs. It was Halloween week. We had to get a song in there. And that's by Boris Pickett. We did that in October 5th, 2020. So if you want to check out if you like this one and want to check out some other ones we did, go check those out. They're a lot of fun.
Most of them are about basically sex and chicks.
Yeah.
Especially
the
Monster
Loser might
Mash.
have been the funnest one we did.
Yeah,
Monster Mash is definitely about sex and chicks.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
And monster dicks.
I thought that was the funnest one.
That one was pretty fun, too. Because that one, there wasn't a lot of, interpreting to do, so we just started making shit up. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That's a good point.
Loser was... deep.
So the song Rap God was released on the Marshall Mathers LP 2 on October 14th, 2013. This song was released directly to YouTube, I believe right at the same time as the album, but maybe a little bit before. It hit some before. Yeah, it was before. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I heard it until the album actually dropped, because that was in that stage where I wasn't looking for new music, so unless an album dropped, I didn't know it existed.
I just read that he was releasing a new album, and I remember buying it, and I have not listened to the album. I listened to the song like 7 or 8 times. That's about it.
Yeah.
Feel pretty bad about that.
That's okay. So it charted on the U.S. Hot R&B and Hip Hop all the way up to number 2. Got all the way up to number 7 on the U.S. Hot 100, number 1 in the U.K. R&B, and number 53 in the Netherlands.
They're getting down. But the stats on this song are ridiculous.
Yes.
So, for example, I listened to this on YouTube at 6:15 p.m. Central Time, and it had 1,203,835,440 views. I listened to
a million of those are probably me.
Dude, listen to this. I can quantify you exactly here. By 7:20, I listened to it again, and it was up to 1,203,851,652. So 16,212 listens in a little over an hour. That's insane, dude. For an 8-year-old song. Calvin, you have a problem, man. You really need to chill out with that Eminem shit.
My bad. It's just the song. I don't listen to anything else. That's a lie. It's this and Haley's song. Those are the only two I listen to.
That song is a banger.
I literally just like the first one that came to the top of my head randomly was the one I picked. It was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Performance, but it lost to Kendrick Lamar's I, which that's fair. 5.5 times platinum just in the U.S. So this song alone sold 5.5 million copies.
Sold. That shit was pirated 550 million and a half times.
Yeah, and yet it still sold 5.5 million.
That's legit. Is platinum only 1 million?
Yeah.
Man, record sales aren't what they used to be.
No. I mean, yeah, you don't see that kind of work nowadays. But that's pretty insane. So I had to, because Rap God is so dense, I had to add a new little section here to our other selective listening. I didn't really do this part, but for this I had to add some fun facts for Rap God.
Oh shit.
It entered the Guinness World Record book for having the most words in a hit single at 1,560 songs in just over 6 minutes.
That is belligerent.
It's so many.
It's like literally word vomit. But it's cohesive.
But like if you slow it, well, not if you slow it down. If you're reading the lyrics while he's going, you feel everything. Like I know every word to the song, but there's no way I can keep up with him.
I do not know every word of this song. I try. I do my best, but I don't succeed too well because he's talking too fast.
Yeah, that's fair. I know every word to the song because I've read the lyrics over and over. Like when it first came out, I lived on this page. Every time I heard the song, I would read the lyrics with it, trying to learn them. So another reason why I can't keep up, the song's tempo is 148 beats per minute. An average pop song is 116 beats per minute, and for rap, it's like 80 to 110 beats per minute. And I just got those. I did a very quick Google search of what's the average pop song beats per minute and what's the average rap song beats per minute. So he is well above both of those thresholds.
Yeah, I mean, no shit, dude. He's the pop of pop right there with those beats per minute, bro.
Yeah. I was surprised that rap is slower than your average pop song.
Definitely not. You get those really shitty, super
That's
slow
true.
rappers. It's just,
That's fair.
I mean, Gucci, his beats per minute is probably like 35.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe
that's fair.
More.
And so the last fun fact here, in the verse that begins at 4:26, right when he says supersonic speed, JJ Fad, he raps 97 words in the next 15 seconds, at an average of 6.5 words per second, which he describes as supersonic speed.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fucking accurate.
Faux show.
That's accurate as fuck.
So before we get into lyrics, any thoughts when Rap God first came out that we haven't already covered? Anything that you think about the song now? You got anything else to add before we actually get into breaking it down?
Honestly, I was really happy to see this come out because I was a huge Eminem fan growing up, and when Relapse and what was the other one?
Fuck. It's not Rebirth. That's Lil Wayne. Something.
I remember when Relapse came out.
Talking.
Dude, I was so pumped. I went to the midnight release at Best Buy when that was still a fucking thing, and I remember sitting in my Recovery. Both those albums were shit, but I remember sitting in my buddy's basement with like 7 of my friends, and we're just trying to like it so much. And
yeah, I went through that. I definitely went through that with Relapse as well. Of like, I remember when it came out. I remember I had just moved in with my parents, like after college, and I would drive around the shitty little town that they lived in, and I would listen to it, and I'd be like, "No, this is really good. Like White Trash Party is good."
Song is awful, dude. Crack a Bottle.
Crack a Bottle, yeah. It's 50 Cent and Dre with him. Come on, it's good.
Dude,
it's good.
That song is fucking awful.
Underground, great song. Like, I'm just like trying to bury it in my head to that. Yes, these are good. This is the Eminem I love, and it wasn't true.
So not, man. I remember my buddy Conrad. We were sitting there, and we'd listened to the whole album twice, and halfway through the second time, he's like, "Yo, dog, this album fucking sucks."
Connie.
And everyone was just like, "Thank God, Conrad. Thank God, man." Someone had to say that. I was in denial for the longest time. So when this came out and I saw it was so successful, and I had heard bits and pieces of it, and I was like, okay, that's good for him. I'm glad to see that he's not totally irrelevant and not fucking destroying his life doing crazy amounts of drugs.
Yeah, I think this was as back as he could have gotten from where he was. And even like Jay-Z, the Blueprint 3 was good, but he never got fully back to where like Life and Times Volume 3 was, or where the Blueprint was. And even the Blueprint 2 was not as good as either of those. So he was starting to fall off, and then he came back and he released Show Me What You Got was the single, and I don't remember the album that he came back with, but it was just not very good. Oh, Kingdom Come, that was it. And then he did the American Gangster soundtrack, and then finally Blueprint 3, and it was so much better than Kingdom Come and the American Gangster soundtrack that you like bought into like, okay, yeah, he's really back. And that's kind of what Marshall Mathers LP 2 was for Eminem too, is it's not his best work, but it's so much better than the preceding two albums that you're just like, yeah, all right, great. Yeah.
It was just like, thank God, dude. Thank God.
I'm with you. I love this song when it first hit. I still do. Again, I listened to it on repeat so much, and I was obsessed with trying to learn the lyrics. He molds the words together so well, and he does this thing where he makes words rhyme that don't actually rhyme by tweaking his accent just a bit or using like a different version of the word. And it's so fucking cool when he does it. And as we're going through, I'll point them out. It's not only on this song, but it's kind of in all of his music as well. But we'll really see I think he does the best job of it in this song. And this is probably in my top 3 favorite songs ever. I've never put that list together, but I think it would rank very high. Yeah, I could probably know what the other. Yeah, I could probably know what the other 2 of the top 3 would be, and this is subjective, just like ones that make me feel something that I want to listen to and would never skip. I could probably figure those out, but I would really need to do some deep statistical analysis to really figure that out.
You nerd.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I go. I'd have to look at how many times I played it in iTunes. I'd have to, just give it a rating of what I think about it. I have to look at the lyric. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. That's fair.
So
maybe
before
that could be a superlative episode.
My top 3 favorite songs ever, a statistical analysis. That's what everyone wants to read, and that's what's funny is like music is such like a gut feeling thing of either you like it or you don't, and usually right away.
Oh yeah.
So like to break it down to a statistical analysis would be very like nobody would ever read that.
That'd be incredibly subjective.
Yeah. So is Eminem the rap god?
Whoa. I think he is a rap apostle.
That's fair. So who's the rap god then?
He's unknowable, bro. He is
only our Lord and Savior in heaven.
He is either
Jesus Christ.
He either is or is not.
I bet Jesus could spit some bars.
Dude, he was spitting fucking straight up bars. He was traveling a lot, talking about magic and wizardry and shit.
Just when he's on those long ass donkey rides between Bethlehem and Nazareth, he's got his little notebook. He's jotting down lyrics.
Right.
He was the first hipster preacher that was trying to be edgy and rapping his sermons.
They're like, Jesus, your beard, it looks so good. He's like, yeah, I use hemp oil. This shit is fire.
Shout out Jesus, the real rap god.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell.
So, I disagree with you. I think Eminem is the rap god, and there's not really any challenger to it. He's able to do things with his lyricism that no one else can do. Kendrick is probably the closest ever, but I don't think he's all the way there yet. I don't know. So I also don't know that Eminem will go down as the greatest rapper ever. That's not what I'm saying here. because he's diluted his market quite a bit with things like Relapse and Recovery, and these last two albums that he's done haven't been great. And
No.
Infinite. We'll always have Infinite. It's not good.
Ugh.
But I would take Eminem on his best day over any other rapper ever on their best day.
See, when you phrase it like that, that's entirely... I would agree with that, but
that's a different question. That's why that's where I think Rap God is when if his heart is all the way into something and he's really trying to prove a point, like he is on Rap God and most of Marshall Mathers LP 2, he hasn't done that since. But if he's putting his whole heart into it, he's the best there is.
I mean, I think part of the reason he hadn't been putting his whole heart into it is because he wanted to do something different, and that's what we see with Marshall Mathers LP too. Yeah, I mean, drugs will make you rap like a motherfucker.
Drugs are a hell of a drug.
It's unbelievable. So is rap.
And so the problem with Eminem versus Tupac or Biggie or Jay-Z, any of the other, those top echelon guys, is that
Tupac sucks.
Huh?
I said
Did you say Tupac sucks?
I said it. I'm gonna get some hate. You might want to delete that. Someone will just fucking swat my house.
It's Nick Richardson at @Alone_podcast on Twitter. Tupac sucks. That's what he said.
Give me your hate.
The problem with comparing Eminem to these other guys is that his lows are way lower than any of theirs. 444 for Jay-Z is pretty low, so maybe that bumps them back over Jay-Z. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep with the 444 hate as much as I can. So when you're considering the greatest of all time, I think you have to take the lows into consideration. So Tupac and Biggie, they don't have those lows like Eminem does. Jay-Z doesn't have many lows, but he has some.
I mean, Tupac made a lot of shit music, dude.
Tupac didn't make a lot. So here's the thing. Tupac didn't make a lot of shit music. Tupac made a lot of random shit that he didn't actually complete that got released after he died.
That's entirely fair. It's hard to compare Biggie.
He didn't get to put that together.
Well, it's hard to put Biggie and Pac in that category with Eminem.
Right.
Then Jay-Z,
because they didn't
fair.
get diluted.
That's a long career. Who else has had a relatively long career?
I mean, so if you're comparing lyricism, then you got Jay-Z, Andre 3000, a lot of people. Eminem puts Redman up there, and that's about it. And then Tupac and Biggie are always in the conversation because they have to be.
E40.
No, not E40. But I think and Kendrick. Kendrick hasn't had a long enough career yet.
I mean, he's been out for a while, man.
I think 2012 was when he released Good Kid, Mad City.
That one is so fucking good. Start to finish, that is such a great album.
And so he hasn't had any of those lows yet. He hasn't hit that period where it's just he's putting out music to make money, and he has other shit going on, and it's just not very good music. He hasn't hit that yet.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are the three, but I think again, even Eminem on his best day beats Kendrick on his best day. He definitely beats Jay-Z on his best day. Biggie would give him a run for his money, but I think M still wins. I think he destroys Tupac because Tupac wasn't like a off the top of the head kind of person.
No, he's not a real cerebral cat. I mean, writing, yeah, but I think spur of the moment, definitely not.
All right, so we're about to jump into lyrics. I got one
Immortal
final
Technique.
Note.
I think Immortal Technique could actually give Eminem a run for his money. In a battle. In a straight up, in the middle of the road battle.
Except Eminem brings with him, if there's a crowd around, Eminem's got the crowd right away.
Unless it's in New York. It depends on the... If it's in Detroit, 100%. If it's in New York, that's
It's in the shelter, across from 8 Mile.
Then that's him. Brother Ali
Kai Pfeiffer's there being the DJ.
Too. Oh, hell yeah.
There's a lot of people who are like Lupe Fiasco is a great lyricist, but he doesn't have the career to back it up like Eminem does. So I think it takes both things.
You got to have some inspiration that lasts forever.
Yeah.
Inspiration is fleeting.
All right, so we're about to jump into the lyrics. One final note before we do. There's some rough language here with and kind of being thrown around by Eminem, not us, throughout the song. So usually in rap songs, we replace the N-word with dude, but we're not going to do that here because with Eminem, it kind of messes up the flow and meaning of the preceding and following lines because Eminem kind of plays on multiple meanings and sounds of words. they're more integral parts of his rhyme scheme in almost every case that they show up. The N-word in most rap songs usually isn't integral. It can very easily be replaced or taken away, and you don't screw up a flow. So what we're going to do, because we're sensitive to everything that's going on in the world, is we're going to bleep them out in the final version of the episode. So we'll say them as we walk through the lines, so that the line makes sense while we're talking to each other, but then we'll bleep the final product, just so we don't offend anyone. If you have a problem with the way we choose to do this, focus all of your blame and hatred on Eminem, not us. He said the words. We're just trying to do the best we can.
It was him! Fuck him!
He even claimed at one point in an interview that he wasn't trying to use these words derogatorily because he never associates them to mean homosexual or mentally challenged. He's basically saying he's using them as a stand-in for lame and dumb. But we understand how that can get misconstrued and still be perceived as hateful, even if the intent was not to be hateful. So we're going to bleep them out because it's easy enough to do, and we're not trying to be hateful.
That's a wonderful way to say it.
Thank you. And don't worry, every fuck and shit will be fully represented here.
I have a whole lot of them built up, ready to fucking go, my guy.
Well, let's go. I'm going to start it off with the lyrics, with the little intro here. Look, I was going to take this easy on you, not to hurt your feelings, but I'm only going to get this one chance you come in with the little parenthetical there.
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
There we go. Something's wrong. I can feel it.
6 minutes, Sim Shady. You're on.
Just a feeling I've got like something's about to happen, but I don't know what. If that means what I think it means, we're in trouble. Big trouble. And if he is as bananas, I can't even get through the intro where he's not even rapping. And if he is as bananas as you say, I'm not taking any chances. You're just what the doc ordered. This is Eminem coming out, transforming into the rap god. He's got 6 minutes to blow our mind. He's ready to do it. Kick us off here.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. A rap god.
You don't have to sing. Just read them.
Fuck you, man. I'm going to sing it to start. I will speak the rest of it, but give me this, man.
All right. Sing the whole thing. 6 minutes.
All
Slim Nicky, you're on.
From the front to the back, nod. Back, nod.
6 minutes, Slim Nicky. You're on.
Bitch. Fuck you. All right, now your turn.
You didn't do those lyrics.
I did it. Oh, do I gotta do... Sorry, there's lots of spaces here. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. Rap god. All my people from the front to back nod, back nod. So he's vibing, dude. He's feeling himself. He's vibrating a little bit, and people are just like, whoa, what the fuck? And, his eyes are shifting under his eyelids, so people are a little weirded out. But some other people are feeling it. They're in the back. They're like, okay, I'm here for this.
Yeah, he's the rap god's here. Nod your heads because your mind's about to get blown, right?
I mean, I would assume that they're there for a specific reason, and he probably sent out pamphlets that was like, "Hey, I'm the rap god. You're gonna see some shit.
Rap god's coming. You better nod your heads when I start singing, guys.
I'll give you $5.
Now, who thinks their arms are long enough to slapbox? Slapbox. So the arms in this are metaphorical, obviously. He's asking other rappers if they can lyrically reach him to slapbox him, and guess what? They can't. Not on this song.
Not on your life, kid. They said I rap like a robot, so call me Rapbot. This is kind of one of the few. This is a lame ass line.
He's got a couple lame lines in here, but the flow, they work within the flow. When we're just reading them, they absolutely don't.
It sounds like he was eating like cornflakes in the morning, and there was like the funny little puzzle on the back, and he's like, "That's it, dude. Fuck yeah."
Robot Rapbot. Robot Rapbot.
Haley, you believe this shit? I figured it out.
Yeah, it's very simplistic. Like, he's good at rapping, so he's a robot. Robots are good at things.
You would know, wouldn't you?
Am I a robot?
No, but you're in line with them, Mr. Computer Guy.
Sure. For me to rap like a computer, it must be in my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. So if he is a robot or a rap bot, then it's like his brain is a computer, and that must be in his gene, like his DNA genes. But then he also plays off the homonym of genes, and he says the computer, the laptop, is now in his back pocket of his gene pants, and also being so perfect lyrically is in his DNA. So this is just him playing around with words, and I love it.
You've thought about that line a lot, haven't you?
I mean, I did when I wrote this out.
I mean, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
I would hope so. I mean, I think you're probably pretty accurate there, and this is the first real great example, and I think that's perfect to open with verse 1, technically, since that was the opening chorus, and then we moved into the first line of the first verse. It's poetic.
But it's kind of also nonsense, right?
I mean, it's complete fucking gibberish.
It doesn't mean anything, but he plays on the words so good that it doesn't matter that it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it still means something. It just doesn't outright mean something. It's more of like, it's this offhand comment that 4 hours later you're like, hey, that guy was fucking insulting me. You know, it's like one of those things. It's very subtle but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, I gotcha.
My pen will go off when I half cock it. I mean, this one, I don't even really know what the fuck he's talking about. He's half thinking about it, and he can just write out some serious lyrics.
Yeah, I think that's guess. Yeah, I think, and like the pen is his gun in this case, right? He doesn't even need to fully load his pen to metaphorically kill other rappers. That was my thought on it.
I mean, he might need to after Relapse and whatever.
Well, yeah, he fully cocked it on Rap God here, so
yeah, he had to, and then he talked some shit about it.
I don't know. I think he could still beat Machine Gun Kelly half cocked.
Fuck Machine Gun Kelly.
We got a fat knot from that rap profit. So he's made a lot of money from rap. Again, this is just a very simple line, but he uses these simple lines and rhymes to connect the more complex lyrics and thoughts. So this one's just a simple kind of connection in there.
I mean, he does have 210 million is his net worth.
That's a fat knot.
Shitload of money.
Absolutely a fat knot.
Made a living and a killing off it. See the fat knot. Because obviously he doesn't need to do much. Not anymore.
I absolutely. So I like how he made a living and a kill, because like when somebody says they're making a living, that's kind of like their day-to-day job. They get the steady paycheck. By. Eminem's been doing that for decades, but to make a killing off something, that's like a big score almost, right? People use it like if they got a good side gig or they bought in on a stock and sold high, like they killed it. They made a killing off of it. So Eminem making money multiple ways off of his rap skills. He made a living off it for a while, and now he's making a killing off it because he doesn't really have to do anything. He still makes an ass load of money from just being Eminem.
Well, at the same time, he's making a living by these consistent royalties. Mm-hmm. You know, they routinely come in. I'm sure he gets some kind of paycheck every year for 8 Mile sales. That movie still sells. Oh, absolutely. And then he's got the killing portion, which is his big album drops. So he's made his living throughout, consistent money, and then these big scores, like you say, when his album dropped, the movie dropped. He's probably had 8 to 10 scores in his career that's, big time money deals of some sort. So he's doing all right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. Eminem, he's been rapping since the late 90s when Bill Clinton was president. And then for the listeners who are on the younger side, in 1998, Bill Clinton had a widely publicized affair with Monica Lewinsky in which she probably rubbed up against his nutsack at some point. So try and get that image out of your brain now. And he's just referencing how long he's been making a living and a killing off it.
Sorry, I got all kinds of Monica Lewinsky jokes.
Let's hear him.
I mean, she was making a living and a killing off Bill Clinton's schlong.
Nutsack?
No, she was...
I like nutsack better.
I was listening to this podcast breaking that down. They're like, Monica Lewinsky was just such a young, enthusiastic young girl. And I was just like, oh, God damn it. What the fuck? And then all I could think about is like, yeah, that makes perfect sense with Eminem. He probably listened to that same podcast.
Probably.
That's where he got the idea.
Well, and I like here, he doesn't rhyme. His rhyme scheme is very strange here. So he rhymes killing off it with office, kind of. But then the next line, nutsack, doesn't rhyme. But Monica Lewinsky, the way he pronounces it, rhymes a little bit with office and killing off it. So like the way he strings those three lines together, rhyming in different places throughout the lyrics, it's just phenomenal. And I'm going to keep coming up with things like that.
And it goes to the next line too, between Monica Lewinsky and I'm an MC. The way he pronounces that.
And then he does it in the middle again.
Right.
So, and then he kind of rhymes honest with nutsack also. Well, no, that's what it's on his, because he kind of says nutsack almost in a parenthetical where you barely hear it. So it's like you hear on his is kind of the hammer line, and then the next one it's honest, and it's so amazing.
Really is. Because I'm an MC still is honest, but as rude and as decent as all hell.
Indecent.
I'm sorry, I said indecent, but I have a mouthful of nasty spit, bro. That was a good one. Damn, son, he just fucking slaughtered me. Oh, it was rap god moment.
Nutsack is still on until I scroll far enough to get nutsack off my screen. It's gonna keep happening.
Oh, I'll fucking drop a nutsack or two. So I mean, yeah, Eminem is not afraid to say what the fuck he wants, as evidenced later on in the song. He doesn't give a goddamn shit what anyone thinks, and I think that lends to his honesty.
Yeah, about anyone. Yeah, absolutely anyone.
He really didn't give a fuck, man. And he is rude as fuck. He doesn't give a shit. There was recently he was come out and he told someone basically to go fuck themselves. I can't remember. It was pretty high profile. Probably. I would have loved that. No, it was a high profile person. It was like an interview, and he basically came on and he was like, "Fuck you, you're a bitch," and they're just like, "Oh, thanks, Eminem."
That sounds about right.
Like, yeah, fuck you, and the way he flips people off too. If the camera was on, everyone would know. It's very special.
Syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with this flippity dippity hippity hip hop. This is just Eminem flexing his ability to construct raps around absolute nonsense syllables, right?
He's hanging around Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Flippity dippity hippity hip hop.
Yo, flippity dippity hippity hip hop. He's like, oh shit, son, I'm gonna write that in a song.
It's gonna be one of my greatest songs ever, and you guys can't do anything about it.
Word? Cool.
Yeah, he's just playing around with syllables and sounds right here to kind of set himself up to go into. He's connecting his last thought to his next thought by just kind of playing around with shit. And again, amazing.
Fucking beast. We get it, Calvin. He's amazing. All right. You don't really want to get in a pissing match with this rapidy brat packing a Mac in the back of an ack. Backpack rap crap. Yap yap, yakety yak. This is fucking nonsense, man. It really is when you break it down like this. No, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense, but it is goddamn fucking nonsense. It's like listening to a preacher in the Appalachian Mountains. You don't fucking understand a word of it, but it all makes sense.
Just like in Kevin Smith's Red State, right?
Pretty much. But
so let me just try and do these two sets together real quick, and then you can go into it. So it's syllable, skillaholic, kill 'em all with this flippity dippity hippity hip hop. You don't really want to get into a piss and match with this rapidy brat packing a Mac in the back of an ack, backpack, rap crap, yap yap yakety yak. Except he does it even faster.
Yap yap yap.
So what do you think your little stanza meant there?
Basically, you don't want to fuck with me, man. You don't, because I'm in the back of this Acura, which wasn't it an Acura when he jumped out and hit that bouncer?
Probably.
Pretty sure it's an Acura. With his backpack rap crap, walking around with his backpack like he did in 8 Mile.
No, see, I think he's calling out backpack rappers specifically there.
What does that mean? I think he's saying
backpack rappers are crap. Like Lupe Fiasco is a backpack rapper. Like those like lyricist kind of indie lyricist type rappers.
That makes no fucking sense.
Google
rapper?
Backpack rapper, like Tyler the Creator. Those kind of guys. Those are backpack rappers.
That's new to me. That sounds dumb. But that makes sense. I get it. Backpack rap crap.
He's calling them crap because they're usually lyricists over everything else. They don't have any of the production behind it, anything else. They're just there to spit hot lyrics.
Isn't that what rap basically is? With a combination of flow and
have you heard Future?
Not really.
So
he does not have dope lyrics. That shit is trash. I've heard one or
that's
two
my
Future
point.
songs.
Like you said, isn't that what all rap music is? And I'm saying Future is not that. So no, all rap music is not lyricism over everything else.
Good rap is?
To me and yes.
I thought that was inferred when I said rap because I don't acknowledge that other bullshit.
To me and you, yes, and like the backpack rappers, that was a trend that started growing like the late 2000, like 07, 08, 09, when like Lupe Fiasco and Wale and those type of people started coming onto the scene, and it's like placing lyricism over everything else. So those type of people would probably claim that they're lyrically superior to most mainstream rappers, and mostly they'd be right. But Eminem is telling them to back off and not try him because he's not most mainstream rappers. He's got a Mac in the back of an ack.
Yeah.
Yakety yak.
Don't talk back no more.
And at the exact same time, I attempt these lyrical acrobat stunts while I'm practicing that. He just likes to try shit out, play around with his vocabulary and the way words can work, which is pretty much what this whole song illustrates.
Literally, as we've spelled out for you.
Yeah.
I'll still be able to break a motherfucking table over the back of a couple of and crack it in half. This one's rough, dude.
Yeah, that's a rough grouping.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically working off that. Every line works off the last line.
Yeah, this was very hard to break up because it could have been broken up absolutely line by line, or it could have been broken up in like 7 lines together. But then those 7 lines together, the last 3 of them, they fit with the first 4, but then also the next 4 from the next set of 7 lines. So it was almost impossible to break up. So we've got to do our best.
Well, I'm doing it here. So he's basically saying, I'm such a G. This takes such little effort from me that I can do acrobatics while practicing your bullshit form of rap and still break a fucking table. Still have the gumption to break a table over the back of a couple of I want to say cigarette. Yeah, basically lame ass rappers.
Yeah, while he's just playing around with his words, he's in his sandbox. He's got all these vocabulary words sitting around him. He doesn't care what they are. He can still lyrically break tables over several dudes at the same time.
Yeah, he's got the
wrestling
energy.
Metaphor, I think.
Yeah.
Only realized it was ironic. I was signed to Aftermath after the fact. How could I not blow? All I do is drop F-bombs. So he drops a lot of the word fuck a lot in his music. That's an F-bomb. But it took him a while to realize that he was signed to a label that references what happens after an attack when he's usually the one doing the attacking. That's what he's saying here. That's why it's ironic. He's always the one dropping the F-bombs and attacking other people. So it's ironic that he's signed to a label called Aftermath.
It goes full circle, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, what's the name of,
Circle of Life?
Blackwater? No, it's basically the Dick Cheney's company, rebuilt Iraq, supposedly for billions after destroying it. I think that's a very shallow reference to, Dick Cheney's form of government.
Could be.
Feel my wrath of attack. Feel my wrath, son. I think it's saying, if I'm attacking you, it's gonna fucking hurt. It's gonna be like the box jellyfish. You're gonna feel this shit forever.
Yeah, and it's coming soon, that attack.
Right.
Like it's on its way here. Rappers are having a rough time period. Here's a maxi pad.
Such a great line.
Yeah.
There really is such a great line, dude.
So in 2013, rap was not in a great state. Just a few
was fucking trash.
Months before, I think, was when Kendrick, or Big Sean technically, released Control, but Kendrick just destroyed every rapper in the world on it. So the rest of rap outside of Kendrick Lamar is not doing well at this point. So then he plays on the double meaning of period by saying, the actual time period of 2013 is not good for rappers, but he then hands them a maxi pad to help stop this period for them. He's just trying to help out,
Stop the bleeding of me fucking you up.
Yeah. Or you guys fucking yourselves up with this whack-ass music you've been putting out.
Stop doing it. I know it's making you rich as fuck, but whatever. It's actually disastrously bad. disastrously
there you go.
bad for the whack. I mean, this one's just like a kind of a tosser, I think. A little throwaway line in between to get him to the next one.
Just one of those connective tissue lines. It's exactly what it says. Like,
it's extremely bad for these people, like you mentioned in the previous line. Yeah. They're not doing well.
Now that he's back, whack 10 rappers better watch out. While I'm masterfully constructing this masterpiece, he's coming through with straight up artwork here. And so this is the first great example of him playing with pronunciations, because he somehow finds a way to rhyme masterpiece with whack by over-exaggerating with a pseudo-French accent on masterpiece. He says masterpiece. So it's actually disastrously bad for the whack while I'm masterfully constructing this masterpiece. And like he kind of like fades off at the end of masterpiece as he's kind of it's amazing.
I mean, it wouldn't normally fucking work, but it does.
It does.
If you talked like that normally, someone would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What is up?
Are you having a stroke?
Are you okay? Like,
well,
are you watching too many fucking Orson Welles movies? Like, what's up, man?"
He's so fast on to the next line that you don't even have time to think that he said masterpiece. So like that's why it's great.
Right. If you break it down like we are, then it's like, okay, that's very odd. But when you're listening to it in the moment, it just flows.
I thought he was, and this makes no sense within the context of the song, but I always thought it sounded like he was saying, while I'm masterfully constructing this Master P ad. And I was like, did Master P have like some sweet commercial or something in the late 90s that I'm missing out?
Dude, I fucking bet he did. I would not be surprised.
That's a good song to do selective listening on.
Oh, I could do it. Oh my god, we have so much of this song left.
Yeah, we do. Because I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the back nod. We already covered that. Now, who thinks our arms are long enough to slapbox? We already covered that. So you go with the next one here.
Let me show you maintaining this shit ain't that hard. That's a goddamn lie, Eminem. It is that hard. Evidenced by the fact he released 2 trash albums.
Fair, and a lot of very trash mixtapes. Have you ever heard an Eminem mixtape? They are bad.
They're not great.
Yeah. But in Eminem's mind, it's easy for him to keep going at this level. Because I think it's more like there's so few challengers to his throne at this point.
I mean, fuck, dude. Even his worst is best than 95% of the human race. So there's that.
Everybody want the key and the secret to rap immortality like I have got. Everybody wants to know how he does it. Pretty simple there.
But like, how do you do it, man?
Then he's going to tell us.
Well, to be truthful, the blueprints simply rage and youthful exuberance. I mean, he's full of piss and vinegar. Yeah. That's what drove him when
young
he
and
was
angry
younger.
Is a very good starting place.
Hell yeah, that's young, angry ambition. Is really quite a powerful motivator.
Absolutely. And I think that's really what Eminem did in the late 90s. There wasn't any music for angry white kids, except for like our parents' own rebellious music.
Which was not how we felt.
Well, like, I'm not going to go throw on the Ramones. Right, I'm not going to throw on the Ramones because I feel rebellious. That's their music. We can't listen to that because then it's just accepting their stuff and we're not actually rebelling against them. We're bonding with them. Other rap music kind of told of plenty of angry black experiences because most of the rappers before this time were black. And, you know, it's okay, but it didn't really hit where we needed it to as young, angry white kids. And Eminem came around and gave us that.
Yeah.
Which 100%. I know, I'm not trying to say you should feel bad for angry white kids, because, like, angry white kids' problems are not super deep or anything, but...
Well, that's not fair. I mean, they're people, too.
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody needs an outlet.
And everybody's anger is their own anger, and you can't judge somebody else's anger and what they're dealing with. Like, if somebody's angry, they're angry. It doesn't matter what caused that anger, necessarily. And, you know, like you said, you need that outlet. And Eminem, I think, gave a lot of people that didn't have that in the late 90s.
I mean, anger is a universal thing amongst all men and women,
people,
the human race. But the relief of that anger is very selective.
Well, and it felt good that there was somebody singing about the same dumb shit that makes us angry. As opposed to the serious shit that makes other people angry.
Right.
And I mean, he's had plenty of his own serious stuff also.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no doubt.
It's a very hard line to walk on. So let's 100%. Just move to the next thing. Everybody loves to root for a nuisance. So he starts getting actual attention from the pissed off white parents and even Congress, which made it even more fun for us pissed off white kids to listen to him because we knew they hated it.
Well, and he didn't give a fuck. Fuck you. He made he made 5 a song or 6 called songs.
I Don't Give a Fuck.
Well, I mean, he made several songs attacking George Bush. You know, when it was
Clinton. I mean, yeah.
I remember watching the fucking 9/11 attacks in school. Like, I saw the second plane hit in class. Yeah. And I remember that shit, and just, I was fucking angry at George Bush. And he nailed that shit perfectly.
Yeah. And it's actually interesting that we're doing this right now, because literally the same thing is happening with Lil Nas X right now. Because he trolled the shit out of all these middle-aged white dudes by releasing Old Town Road first. Then he comes out as gay. And now he's giving a lap dance to literal Satan in one of his videos. And he basically entrapped all these old white dudes for, kind of going against their morals, because everybody loved Old Town Road because they thought he was speaking to them. And that's not him. Like, he just did a song. And maybe he enjoyed that song. Maybe he even wrote that song. And he felt it, but, like, I just loved it. And he's just destroying people on the internet for being like, oh, my kids listen to you, and how dare you dance on the lap dance with Satan. And he's like, I'm not your kid's fucking babysitter.
Yeah, I think that's great, because that's the truth.
If your kid is listening to this song and watching this video and it's inappropriate for them, that's on you.
Yeah, that's your goddamn fault. I'm still rich as fuck.
I wasn't allowed to listen to Eminem. That doesn't mean I wasn't listening to it.
You're goddamn right. That's part of the fun.
Exactly. Okay, you're up.
Hit the earth like an asteroid. Did nothing but shoot for the moon since.
Pew!
Pew!
Pew, pew.
I was working to it, bro. Pew, 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 pew.
I know, I just wanted to get it in there, too.
You got to, man. The double pew! Pew, pew! So, I mean, he made a fucking impact whenever he hit the scene. Everybody was talking about Eminem. I can't tell you how many blonde heads I saw walking around.
Ugh.
And he's basically just been working his way up.
I wish he'd had a better look for people to copy.
Dude, that was trash, man. I'm sorry. I wore so many baggy pants with.
It literally only worked on him. I don't even know that it worked on him.
It did not work on him. He's not a handsome dude.
That's true.
I mean, he's rich as shit though.
Yeah.
He's still banging Mariah Carey apparently.
Yeah, that's apparently up for debate.
I believe him.
Oh, absolutely.
I could totally see her being like, "Ooh, gross."
So I've just from listening to him and the things he's willing to say and put out there, like he has no shame, and it's almost like the final battle at the shelter, where he's just like, if you're gonna keep coming at me and like saying I'm gross, I'm just gonna put it all out there, because it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't fucking care. And that's what happened, in the battle scene at the shelter, is like, I'm going to take all of your ammo away from you. And I think he would do it. And I think he has ammo if she doesn't shut up about it, about how like gross he is and weird he is.
Yeah, he's like, I already busted my nut. I don't give a fuck.
And I fully think he is gross and weird probably, but like that's a whole different. They shouldn't have to keep saying it.
I bet he screams at chicks while he's banging them. He's like, oh, yeah, whoa.
He's probably an angry banger, I would have to say.
He's probably rapping the entire time, or jotting down like a rap on their back. It's like, bitch, fucking sit still.
MCs get taken to school with this music because I use it as a vehicle to bust the rhyme.
Such a good line, too.
Other rappers are here to learn from Eminem every time he spits. The bust the rhyme line it's either from Run DMC or like Rakim. And he brought it back as a shout out to kind of his roots and his influence and that was one of the things that I remember from that when it first came out and I was studying all the lyrics, but the like who actually used that line and where he took it from is a bit fuzzy, but it was one of those like high profile late 80s, early 90s rappers that used the bust the rhyme line.
Well, I think it's a call to the younger generation too, or at least younger lyricists.
Oh yeah, the whole line together, it definitely is.
Because I use it as a vehicle to, bust the rhyme to school. So bust these young rappers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now I lead a new school full of students. There you go. That plays to exactly what I just said.
Yeah. I always, every time I hear the song, I think he's about to jump into some X-Men reference, and he never does.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know why the song doesn't change every time I listen to it.
Unbelievable.
Something about the way he puts like the vehicle busts a rhyme, now I lead a school full of students, it like feels like he's going into like a Professor Xavier type thing.
I mean, he probably could have.
I wish he had. Me? I'm a product of Rakim, Lakim Shabazz, Tupac, NWA, Cube, Hey Doc, Ren, Yella Easy, Thank You.
That shit made zero sense, like, listening to it. It's just like, huh?
Yeah, so he breaks it up weird because, let me see if I can do it. I'm a product of Rakim, Lakim, Shabazz, Tupac N, WA, Cube, Hey Doc, Ren, Yella Easy, Thank You. So, because he rhymes Lakim in the N and NWA, and then Ren, and then Thank You to Cube. Yeah, it's a mess, but it works.
Yeah, I guess.
He's just listing his influence and basically who he went to school with, right? Who his teachers were.
Right, and the Hey Doc Ren rhymes with the start of the next. They got slim.
Yep.
Inspired enough to one day grow up, blow up, and be in a position to meet Run DMC, induct them into the motherfucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
This was another one that was very hard to, like those two sections together were very hard to break up.
Hall of Fame. Yeah. He just moves so fast, it's really hard to keep up with him. But, I mean, he learned from all these people. They got the persona of Slim Shady that led him to this, stardom, and basically got him the opportunity to induct Run DMC into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, one of his biggest influences, right?
There you
go.
I
think every rapper that started in the 90s would say Run DMC is their influence.
Probably.
Because pretty much that was all you had for an influence.
Right.
Run DMC and Rakim. Even though I'll walk in the church and burst in a ball of flames, he's still not a good dude.
Yeah.
Like he's good enough to induct Run DMC into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but if he walks into the church, like he's gone. Like there's a
God's not a fan.
Yeah, there's a religious myth that people who are going to hell will burst into flames if they walk on hallowed ground. So that's what he's playing on here.
Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol of Fame on the Wall of Shame.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Alcohol of Fame, not Alcohol Hall of Fame, Alcohol of Fame.
That's yeah. Cool.
That's my bad.
Alcohol. Huh. Man, that's super layered. That's got like 5 or 6 layers to it. Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol. Like, think of like AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's the alcohol.
Yeah.
I've heard that reference from an old friend of mine that went to the AA meetings. He's like, oh, I'm going to the old alcohol tonight. Alcohol of Fame on the Wall of Shame. Dang, man.
He's amazing.
So, I mean, I think it's him saying, I've fucked up in regards to my my issues, drug related, drinking related, and I've still gone back. I've relapsed several times, but I'm still fucking here. Still getting it.
Yeah, I agree. He doesn't. I don't know if he's saying this sincerely, but he did say he's always honest. So it's kind of like he doesn't feel like he'll ever be inducted into a Hall of Fame, other than one for like alcohol abuse. I'd have to doubt that. And I would think he really does too. There's no way you could keep him out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or like some other musical Hall of Fame. I don't know if there are other musical Hall of Fames out there. He's too good, and I think the controversy surrounding him early in his career strengthens any argument for putting him some Hall of Fame. And I think it's like Pete Rose and Barry Bonds should be. I think they should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame because their accomplishments are still amazing.
And they still would have been great without cheating.
it's not only that, it's okay to include the controversy on their plaque so people understand what was going on with them. It would be weird if I know nothing about baseball. I'm a 10-year-old. Let's say, okay, my daughter in 4 years, she'll be 10. She likes baseball for some reason. I don't know why that would happen. I hate baseball, but she likes baseball. She starts Googling and she goes, she Googles who has the most home runs ever. Barry Bonds comes up, 73 or whatever the hell he hit. And then I take her to the museum that houses all the information on all the best players ever, and there's just no sign of Barry Bonds anywhere. That's going to be more confusing than if he was there with like a plaque that talks about the steroid era and what actually happened. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It does not.
These baseball writers are just old farts that don't want to do anything.
Old fogies.
Yeah. Integrity of my game.
Eat my ass, bitch.
Look, if your players in the 40s had access to steroids, they'd have been taking them.
They were even taking the shit out of those steroids. They were drinking beer on the sideline. Yeah. Kiss my fucking ass. They were probably doing lines
of cocaine. Like, come on.
Dude, I would have been fucking killing it at a baseball game if I was drinking beer on the sidelines. You already know. I would have swung for the goddamn fences every time.
I don't know, man. I tried to play basketball one time drunk, and I'm very good at basketball for, like, my stature or, like, just where my skill level should be. And I could not do anything. It was a very bad time.
Shit, man.
Alcohol does not help athletic skills.
Played football shit-faced, and it was a great time. I did very well for myself.
If you're like a running back or a linebacker, I could see how it would help a little bit because like you're
I'm 5'9",
more likely to go full speed.
I'm 5'9", about 205.
Yeah,
it's solid. I don't know.
You're not gonna get hurt. You're not gonna kind of feel those little hits that you take.
No, shit just bounces
go
off
full
you.
Speed. Yeah, you go full speed a little bit more.
You're
As
just
a
like,
quarterback, you can't be hammered. I'm sorry.
Oh, hell no. I mean, you can be hammered as long as your receiver isn't hammered.
All right, let's keep moving.
I think it's you.
Oh, yeah, you did the whole thing. Oh, man, I got to say this one. You think it's all a game. Till I walk a flock of flames off a plank end. Tell me what in the fuck are you thinking?
So good, dude.
Yeah, he's playing off the double or even triple meaning of flames here, and also referring to one of the worst, most successful rappers ever in Waka Flocka Flame. He just wants to put all the lame rappers, including Waka Flocka Flame, out of their misery. Let them walk off the plank. Just get out of here.
Yeah, just get the fuck out of here. I also think it, till I walk a flock of his fire-ass songs. So, I mean, you'd call some
But they're walking off songs. The plank.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. Just throws them overboard.
Oh, okay.
I don't need these. I'm still a fucking beast. What the fuck are you thinking fucking with me?
All right, no, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting
down. Up? Little looking boy? So I can barely say it with a straight face looking boy. Ha ha.
It's a goofy laugh right there.
I had a guy that worked for me back in the day. He'd laugh like that. Sorry, sir.
We got like 12 more pages of this shit, so I'm gonna need you to cut the work stories out here, Nick.
Oh, kiss my ass. I'm gonna say it all I want.
We're only like 300 words through 1,500 words here.
You picked this song, Calvin. This is your goddamn fault.
That's fair. You gotta give us an explanation of the last line you read.
He's just talking mad shit. I mean, he's talking. He can't take
these
people seriously. You could say that for every line.
Yeah, he's referencing the Hot Boys hit "Lookin' Boy" in these lines. You ever hear that one?
Nope.
It's interesting. Go YouTube it because it's got a kind of funny video. But
YouTube little looking boy.
Part of what makes this song amazing is when you listen to the song and you watch the video, the lyrics themselves, like when we just say it this way, it doesn't do the song full justice, because like when he hits this point, he changes up the beat to match that Hot Boys song, and the video also kind of reflects and parodies whatever he's referencing throughout the song. So he does that a few different times where he changes his beat, he changes what the video looks like to make references, homages, or parodies to these things that he's talking about. And it results in some of these really magical transitions, and it's just amazing when you have all three parts, the lyrics, the actual song, and the video all working together.
It's a good video.
You're witnessing a mass occur like you're watching a church gathering take place, looking boy. This is another one of my favorite plays on words that he does. He uses the double meaning behind. It starts with massacre in that he's killing all these lame rappers. But he's also putting on a show like they're at church and he's the preacher because mass is another term for a church service. So the mass is occurring. So he's saying you're witnessing a mass occur in that they're just watching him, but also a massacre in that he's killing everyone.
Well, these
And
little rappers are like good little church boys. You always go to church, you abide by the word of God, which is him giving mass.
Oh, that's fair. Nice. I didn't think about that.
Oy vey, that boy's That's all they say, looking boy. I mean, that's all they could say about him. Like, it's basically, I think it's more like him saying, all they can say is I'm fucking white. That's what they have on
he's
me.
quoting other rappers here, and that they're not very creative with their disses towards him.
Hey, man,
they can only come up with the lowest common denominator of insults, which would be calling somebody gay. That's not gay.
Right.
You get a thumbs up, pat on the back, and a way to go from your label, Everyday Looking Boy. And while they're all truly lame, their labels keep telling them how great they are. Waka Flocka kept getting money. The Hot Boys, they gave him some money. Trinidad James, let's give him some money. Did you ever hear Trinidad James?
No. Sounds like a dumbass.
He's very... Actually, go listen to him.
Don't do it, bro.
He's worse than Waka Flocka. He's very bad.
I mean, Waka sucks.
Yeah,
and I
Trinidad James is worse.
OJ the Juice Man sucked. A bunch of them were... Yeah, fuck that shit, dude.
That's all OJ the Juice Man had going for him was the, hey!
Him and Soulja were buddies. But anyway, yeah, I think it was more just, you're like a little kid and they're just like, yeah, good job. You got 3 feet on your bike. Very nice. And you made me $1 million.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Hey, looking boy. What you say, looking boy? I get a hell yeah from Dre, looking boy. So he's basically like, dog, who the fuck are you getting hell yes from? I'm getting it from Dre, an architect of hip hop.
Yeah. And I think it's also referencing while others labels tell them that they're doing great, he actually gets to work with his idols and even gets Dr. Dre to drop his signature phrase on several tracks.
Yeah, for real.
He not only does he get the hell yeah from Dre in real life when he spits a good verse, but Dre will come onto his song and let him use that hell yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he said hell yeah several times.
Waka Flocka is not getting a hell yeah on one of his tracks.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Oh hell no.
I'm gonna work for everything I have. Never asked nobody for shit. I mean, he got where he is on his own. Very very simple there.
Yeah, he did. Really go for it.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Get out of my face, looking boy. Same back up, bitch.
Yeah. It's that, and he doesn't want other rappers like these new rappers coming to ask him for help.
Right.
That's not what he's there for. Yeah.
I'm sick of you. I ain't it.
Basically, boy, you're never gonna be capable. There's nothing they can do that's going to ever put them on Eminem's level. There's no amount of help Eminem could provide to get them there. So just get out of my face.
Yep, pretty much. Of keeping up with the same pace, looking boy. Cause he's basically just saying, there's no way.
Yeah,
you
that goes
won't even
with the
reach
last
my
one,
level.
Right? Yeah.
You're not even gonna do it.
Yeah. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All the people from the back nod. Again, we already covered that. The way I'm racing around the track, call me NASCAR. So NASCAR is for some reason a very popular brand of car racing, and Eminem is as fast as these cars.
Yeah,
NASCAR.
Because they are very fast. I mean, they're going like 210 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt of the Trailer Park. Dan Earnhardt.
Dan Earnhardt is Dale Earnhardt's much less successful brother.
Right.
He changes the tires.
Trash.
Yeah.
He's the white trash apostle. He's the white trash god. Dale Earnhardt, man. A lot of people love that guy who happens to live in Trailer Park.
I remember when I was growing up in northern Florida, somebody had, like, it was right after Dale Earnhardt had died, within a year after he had died, and news kind of hung around for a lot longer then. somebody had a goat like a couple towns over that had like this weird kind of 3 design in the side of the goat. And they're like, this is a sign from God. This is Dale Earnhardt reincarnated in my goat, man. Come see the Dale Earnhardt goat. It was the dumbest thing in the world.
Fucking Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest NASCAR racers of all time, I think. And Eminem is saying that he's the greatest of all time in the trailer park.
Yeah.
Kneel before General Zod. This planet's Krypton, no Asgard. So General Zod, I feel like I gotta explain who a lot of people are to the listeners that might not get. Although he has such an array of references. He's going sports. He's going comics. He's going like old school rap. There's so much that he goes in on. So General Zod, prominent Superman villain who sometimes is responsible for the destruction of Krypton, Superman's home planet. The kneel before Zod line is a line from Superman 2 that Eminem is playing on here, comparing himself to the Conqueror, General Zod. Asgard now is a different fictional realm from the Marvel comics, and this line, it should probably go with the next set, but that's not how he wrote his rhymes, so it goes here. All he says is Asgard. It doesn't make really any sense in this context, but it rhymes with Zod and White Trash God.
It's a comic reference.
Yeah, and he's just transcending realms and moving easily between different fictional universes here. And I really love it when he uses comic book and superhero imagery in his raps, because he was a huge comic book nerd as a kid, so it's cool that that's kind of carried through into his career.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So you'll be Thor and I'll be Odin. So I mean, I'm still God of, everything. God of the 9 realms. I am the shit, and you're just my son.
Right. Yeah, he's sonning all these other rappers. You rodent, I'm omnipotent. Other rappers are closer to rats than he is, and Eminem is omnipotent, which is a word that is used mostly in fiction to indicate that the narrator knows everything that's going on. So an omnipotent narrator he's not usually one of the characters in the books, it's just this ever-present storyteller telling you what's going on, and he purposely screws up the pronunciation of omnipotent here to omnipotent, so it rhymes with Odin and Rodin and reloadin', which we'll hear next. And again, it's just amazing.
It really fucking is. Lowest form of life. I mean,
yes.
That's what you use to
and he's the highest form of life.
Right. Let off, then I'm reloading. So he's gonna fucking pop off on some shit, and then he's gonna reload and do it again.
Yeah.
Fucking shit on you, dog.
Supersonic speed.
Supersonic speed.
Immediately with these bombs, I'm toting. The lyrical bombs here. Just continuation. He's let off and reloading and keep the bombs coming over and over.
Come at me, son. And I should not be woken.
There you go.
Sorry, I had a cat fucking chewing on me. I know, dude. I bought a door and a goddamn gate. It's unbelievable. And I should not be woken. He's like a sleeping dragon. You really don't want to fuck with him. It's like when Bilbo fucked with Smaug.
Yeah. Just leave Smaug alone, man.
Don't even do it, bro.
I'm the walking dead, but I'm just a talking head, a zombie floating. I don't think there's like a ton of deep meaning here. He just kind of strung some things together that rhymed and almost made sense. This line is not his best work, but it ties together the thing before and the thing after pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Waiting on you, Slick.
I thought I just did that, and I should not be.
No, I did. I'm the walking dead, but I'm just a talking head, a zombie float.
But I got your mom deep throating. Waiting on you, Slick. Fuck you. So he's got his mom sucking on his thing, or his mom. He's got your mom sucking on his thing.
Just going for the classic mom joke. You can't pass it up.
Pretty much. Why not?
I'm out my ramen noodle. Sometimes people call their head their noodle. He had a ramen to kind of fit the deeper rhyme scheme, and he's just saying he's out of his mind on this track.
He's the off-brand of noodle. He's the cheap noodle. He's not your egg noodle. He's the 7-cent noodle.
Yeah.
You're off-brand. We have nothing in common, poodle. I'm a Doberman. Pinch yourself in the arm and pay homage, pupil. Such a good line.
Yep, that's a good one.
I mean, the way he says yourself sounds like pincher, basically. And
yeah, because his pincher self, yeah,
like pinch herself.
Doberman pinch herself. Yeah,
Dobermans are nasty, dude.
That's why he is the Doberman in this metaphor.
I mean, poodles are basically Doberman play toys.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, and he plays off, like you said, the Doberman pincher, and then the other rappers should pinch themselves to wake up, and they should be paying more respect to Eminem and not challenging him.
Put some spec on my name, son.
Yeah. It's me, my honesty's brutal. Again, he's just always forthright and honest in his raps.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
But it's honestly futile. I mean, I just don't give a fuck. That's such a good song. But it's honestly futile if I don't utilize what I do, though, for good at least once in a while. That does not flow off the tongue very well.
No, it's a hard one.
That honestly, he's like, I'm a bad guy. I'm still an asshole, but I'm not a terrible human being.
Right.
I have an avenue to do good for a lot of people, and he has.
Yeah, he likes to focus on charity work when he needs to, mostly in Detroit, which Detroit needs some charity, so that's okay.
Solve the Flint water crisis with your $210 million.
Well, so that's an infrastructure problem. He can give them all the clean water in the world. The problem is the pipes need to be fixed, and nobody's going to do it. He doesn't know how to fix pipes. He doesn't have any training as a plumber, Nick.
I mean, he's shit on so many rappers. He probably should. He's backed up plenty of toilets.
That's like a Lil Wayne rhyme like there.
I said on so many rappers. Fuck.
Lil Wayne loves to talk about shit.
He really fucking does, dude.
So I want to make sure somewhere in this chicken scratch I scribble and doodle enough rhymes to maybe try to help people. To maybe try to help get some people through tough times. Eminem had tough times when he was a kid, and rap music helped him deal with them. So he wants to pay it forward in a way and give other kids the opportunity to have music that speaks to them and helps them as well. That's all he's doing.
I mean, he's bringing along the next generation once again.
Shout out Machine Gun Kelly. Just kidding.
You're whack.
Shout out that guy.
Yeah, you're whack as fuck, dude.
He's whack 9.
He's whack Machine Gun Kelly.
He's good enough to be whack 10.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He's whack 30. As in 30 clips in a machine gun. 30 rounds in a clip of a machine gun. I don't know guns that well.
I think it's 32 rounds. Because, yeah, in Nas's song, One Mike talks about, like, Jesus was 33 when he died. That's 32 shots from twin Glocks. That means one of my guns was holding 33. Something like that. 16 shots from twin Glocks means one of my guns was holding 17. 15 went into your crew, 2 went into you, something like that. Shout out Nas's One Mike. Great song.
Yeah. But I gotta keep a few punchlines just in case, cause even you unsigned rappers are hungry looking at me like it's lunchtime. So I mean he's gotta keep a few knockout blows. He's gotta keep that right hand, he's keeping you away with the jab, but he's gotta keep that knockout right hand ready for when these little fuckers want to try to rise up and challenge him like MGK, and just puts out a couple little punchlines and it's over. They're nothing.
Yeah, he's got to keep his mind sharp. Otherwise, he's gonna lose his edge. For some strange reason, these new rappers keep coming after him, and because they're hungry, but it's not gonna happen. He's not going to be their lunch.
No.
I know there was a time where once I was king of the underground. Eminem used to be the best underground battle rapper, but he's kind of lost that recently, or 2013 recently, and recently also.
Like 20 years recently.
Yeah. He's kind of blown up from that.
Well, that's where he came from. I mean, right. he grew up from the underground. That's in his past. It's
great song on Relapse Underground.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk about how great Relapse is.
Fuck Relapse. That song's whack. It's whack. Whack 30. But I still rap like I'm on my Pharaoh Monch grind. Pharaoh Monch. Pharaoh Monch. I don't know who that is.
He is, at the time, 2013, he was supposedly the king of the underground rappers. He's pretty good. I've listened to some of it because this song made me go look him up. He's pretty good. So what Eminem's saying is he can still put it down as good as one of the best current underground rappers if he needs to.
Well, he's still working his ass off, just like them.
So I crunch rhymes, but sometimes when you combine appeal with skin color of mine, so when you combine his solid rhymes, his work ethic with being white, you blow up faster than expected, and that has happened to a lot of white rappers since him also.
Yeah, most definitely. And
Macklemore, Machine Gun Kelly,
whack.
Yellow Wolf,
also whack.
Yellow Wolf is very whack.
Whack as fuck. They all try to play that angry white dude, and it just does not.
Macklemore never did. I'll give it Macklemore at least credit for that. Like he did his kind of goofy Portland white or Seattle white guy shtick, and that's fine.
I'm cool with it. I got down on Downtown is a great funky ass song.
I fucking love Downtown. Just every once in a while it pops in my head and I have to listen to it.
My wife hates that song. I get down on that shit.
The guy Foxy Shazam is the guy's name that like does the chorus with the really high voice. At first I thought he was Yeah, that's the one.
That dude's a beast.
I thought he was the guy from The Darkness. Do you remember The Darkness that they had I Believe in a Thing Called Love? I believe in a thing called love. Just give it till the sun goes down. That one?
Yeah.
I thought he was that guy, but he's not that guy. He's his own guy who he's actually really good. And I really enjoy it. So if you like,
he's got pipes, man.
If you like that, download some Foxy Shazam and listen to it. It's pretty
Foxy
good.
Shazam. Yep. I'm there for that shit.
It's kind of got this funky half rap, half rock, half soul, half jazz kind of feel to it. It's
so there for that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so let's keep going here.
You get too big, and here they come trying to censor you like that one line. I mean, it only takes one line to piss off white America, and he out here making full songs about that shit. So, he's getting too big off that one line, and then they're all coming after him, so he makes an even bigger song, and then even more people are coming after him.
Yeah, so this is referencing something very specific. There's controversy surrounding Eminem's angry white kid rap early in his career. We've already kind of covered that. And it caused some overreaching censorship in his mind. And I kind of disagree with this, and we'll get into it in the next line. I don't think it was because Eminem said this that it got censored. I think it was that Eminem said this that it got censored. The Columbine shooting had just happened. News, like I said, moved much more slowly back then, so the fallout from Columbine kind of cast this shadow for a very long time. And so it was more that he was talking about shooting kids at Columbine in a too soon kind of way, not just that people were mad at Eminem for being Eminem. So to piggyback on that, I'll just go into the next line. So he says, to censor you like that one line I said on I'm Back from the Mathers LP1 when I tried to say I'll take 7 kids from Columbine, put them all on a line at an AK-47, a revolver, and a 9. And so the rest of the line in I'm Back kind of says that's one way to have a hell of a time or something like that. And so he repeats this almost the exact same line from I'm Back on Marshall Mathers LP to see if he can get away with it now. And he does. Like, they don't send it on the actual released album, the unedited cut. This line was still censored because Columbine had just happened. And I think it like I said, it's more of the timing of what he's saying. Rap God is 15 years after the Columbine shooting, and several other school shootings have occurred in that time frame.
It's become normalized.
Yeah. And the collective consciousness of what could and should be said has also changed a lot in those last 15 years. So I think it's more of a timing thing that he gets away with it not being censored on this versus what happened in 1999 when he put out, or I guess it was 2001, was Marshall Mathers LP. So that's only 3 years after the Columbine shooting. And that was still very much in the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah, too bad it's not the same anymore.
No, it's just like every fucking week it happens. But let's not go too deep into that.
No. See if I get away with it now that I ain't as big as I was. But I'm. So, I mean, I think you basically said it.
That all goes together. That all should have been lumped together, probably.
There you go.
There are just so many fucking words in this song.
Yeah, so many.
I literally have this in 16 pages of notes, just because that's how many words there are and like things I had to say on each one. Usually a selective listening is like 3 pages, maybe.
At most.
Morphin into an immortal coming through the portal. Again, he's transcending his mortal frame. He's moving through a portal in time and is mostly able to keep up with the changing trends in rap music. You know, there was a time where he couldn't, but he can now with this album and song.
I almost feel like this is a comic book reference too. Just
could be.
You think of the Immortals in like Marvel Comics, or I'm thinking of one of the Eternals. There's a comic book cover specifically I'm thinking about. They came out around this time. Anyway, you're stuck in a time warp from 2004 though. Basically, I don't really get this one, to tell you the truth.
I think he's talking to his kind of his old nemesis. They're stuck in the past. They haven't been able to adapt and change with the times.
Right, there you go. They couldn't keep up with him.
He came through the portal into the future, but they did.
He's still making music, and they are not.
Yeah. And I don't know what the fuck that you rhyme for. You're pointless as Rapunzel with fucking cornrows. Eminem can't understand why other rappers even try sometimes. Rapunzel with cornrows makes no sense because her whole thing is using her long flowing hair to let people climb into the tower.
She also just doesn't have enough head to
tiny head. You can't put cornrows on that.
But she's got that unlimited hair, man. You can't put all those cornrows on there. Fuck, that would look like that would look terrible. Look at an overstuffed ice cream cone. You write normal? Fuck being normal. I think that it just goes back to his off-the-cuff rap battle type nature, where he doesn't have a set time, standard date, whatever, to sit down and write. It just kind of comes to him, and he writes and moves on.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines here with the fuck being normal. Just
seriously though.
Yeah, just do what you want. And I just bought a new ray gun from the future just to come and shoot you. He went through his portal to the future, grabbed a ray gun, came back through the portal to 2004 where you're stuck in a time warp, and he's ready to kill other rappers with this cool ray gun.
Boo! Like from Call of Duty when it just vaporizes you.
Pew pew.
Boo boo boo. Like when Fabulous.
Fabolous.
When Fabulous made Ray J mad, because Fab said he looked like a at Mayweather's pad, singing to a man while he played piano. Yeah, it's just, that was a gut punch by Fabulous, talking mad shit about Ray J looking as hell at Floyd Mayweather's house, having a ballad for a man.
Yeah, there was this weird thing that happened in the mid-2000s where Ray J, there was some video of Ray J singing to Floyd Mayweather, and Fabulous called out Ray J on it. But it kind of flows into the next line also with, man, oh man, that was a 24/7 special on the cable channel. So Ray J went straight to the radio station the very next day, hey Fab, I'm gonna kill you. So he's gonna shoot current rappers like when Ray J said he was gonna kill Fab. So it all comes together there, those 9 lines in a row.
Very instantaneous.
So the Fab and Ray J thing seemed to be on all the time is what Eminem's saying, and it's also a reference to HBO's 24/7 series that is like a mini docu-series leading up to these big boxing matches. And because Floyd Mayweather is a boxer and he was involved in this, that's how he plays on that 24/7 on a special on the cable channel. Then Ray J went on the radio and told Fab he was going to kill him, just like Eminem is going to kill other rappers with his new ray gun. And I had no idea any of this Fabulous Ray J Floyd Mayweather stuff happened until I first heard this song and looked up more information on it.
I had to.
Yeah. That sounds
interesting.
Super interesting.
Sounds like a weird night.
Yeah, very weird night.
Lyrics coming at you at supersonic speed. JJ Fad. Don't know who that is.
Well, it's coming. Well, the supersonic speed is coming. It's the moment we've all been waiting for since I first said it way back at the beginning of this episode. But JJ Fad was a hip-hop R&B girl group in the late 80s, early 90s. One of their hit songs was Supersonic. That's another thing that I remember from my initial research 8 years ago into this song. I had no idea JJ Fad was a thing before 2013.
Shit.
Summa Lumma Duma Lumma, you assuming I'm human.
Nonsense.
I keep getting the nonsense ones, but he just starts with some nonsense and then again just talking about transcending his human flesh. He's that good. He's not a human.
Evidenced by the next line. What do I gotta do to get it through to you? Then I'm superhuman. I mean, obviously, he's got to say nonsense and make it sound dope.
And remember, this is 97 words in 15 seconds, so we're really not doing it justice here by breaking it down this way. But yeah, he's just trying to prove he's greater than normal people, and, this is the last effort. If you don't get it after this flurry of lyrics at supersonic speed, you're just not going to.
Never.
Innovative and I'm made of rubber, so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue to you. And he's playing on that old children's saying, I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you, that whole kind of thing. So any criticism that anyone has is just projection, and it's really going back on them.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
I just don't give a fuck.
I'm devastating, more than ever demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating. So that, I think that also plays on his feeling of, I don't give a fuck, and that's devastating the people that insult you, because when you don't give zero fucks and you don't react to them, that's worse than obviously reacting to them. And when people realize that, it's very relieving. It's like taking a big shit. You might levitate.
Yeah, it's not super deep. Like it's very on the nose with what he's saying, and the impressive thing here is how fast he's going and how he strings these things together, and not necessarily what he's saying.
He had to practice this so much.
Or maybe he didn't. Never fading, and I know the haters are forever waiting. Everyone thinks he's eventually going to fall off, but it's not going to happen. It hasn't actually happened yet. He's come close a couple times, but he's always come back.
For the day that I can say I fell off, they'll be celebrating. That'll never come.
Yeah, it's just same thing. Because I know the way to get them motivated. The only way they're going to get motivated enough to make great music is if he's gone. Right now, nobody's motivated. And I think Kendrick Lamar would like to have a word with this line. Like, he's plenty motivated. He'll go out there and kill anybody any day.
Right, and that also plays on the next one. I make elevating music, you make elevator music. So you just make popcorn music. That's a great line that you listen to in the 30-second span of going between floor 1 and floor 27, whereas he makes music that lifts up the whole genre. Like you just said, Kendrick would have something to say about that. That inspires Kendrick to do something, which that's elevating.
He's too mainstream. Well, that's what they do when they get jealous. They confuse it. There's a time that it was very hard to criticize Eminem because of how great he was. So haters started going the other way on it, and now they don't like him because everyone likes him. So he's quoting his haters here, saying, he's too mainstream. And I would say that he hit this about 2002, 2003, when the critical mass of this set, the Eminem show just released, 8 Mile had just come out.
Curtain Call came out.
Curtain Call was late 04, early 05. So yeah, it's all that same, probably like 02 to 05 is really the span of this. From 8 Mile to Curtain Call, and he's just everywhere at this point, and he was still just as lyrical as he had always been. Haters are just gonna hate in this case, so now they have to find, because he's just as lyrical as always been, they have to find something else to hate. So now he's too mainstream.
Well, and then it moves on to, it's not hip hop, it's pop, because I found a hella way to fuse it with rock shock rap with Doc. So basically, people are still hating on his fucking style. He wants to do something different. So he went to the lab with Dr. Dre, came up with this new style, and they're having a hard time.
Yeah. He found a way to fuse the two worlds of lyricism and pop rap, and he did it well. He did throw on Lose Yourself and make him lose it. And Lose Yourself was definitely his top hit from this period, and no one, and I mean no one, can play Lose Yourself and not get into it. It's
White
not
people
possible.
Love that song.
Everybody loves it. I'm sorry. If Lose Yourself is on, everybody is not in their head.
Everybody at the
literally
gym
anywhere. You could throw it on at church and people would start nodding their heads. The
like,
pastor would even start nodding his head.
In Christ.
And it just furthers his statement that while he was mainstream, everything that made his fans fall in love with him in the beginning, it's still there. That's what Lose Yourself is.
Definitely. I don't lose myself in Christ. I don't know how to make
lose yourself in
like
the music in the moment in Jesus.
Lose yourself in dance. I don't know what words to use. So he's basically just saying, y'all are dumb as fuck. You can't even think. You don't have a vocabulary. You are not open-minded and as enlightened as me.
Yeah, he's just mocking everyone else because they don't get it. Let me know when it occurs to you while I'm ripping any one of these verses that versus you. It's curtains. I'm inadvertently hurting you. Other rappers think they can challenge Eminem, and he's kind of just waiting for them to realize that they can't. And at what point in this song are they going to realize that he's going to beat every challenger that he comes across? That's what he's saying here. Like, it doesn't matter. If you were half his... Wait, I didn't get to that part. Yeah, he's just waiting for people to come around.
Well, he's just waiting for people to realize. It's like you hear the gunshot long after it's fired.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what he's talking about with
he's waiting for that panic to actually set in, right? For everybody to just get the hell out of here. Or
realize what the fuck he's saying. So he talks all that shit, then just bounces, and then, 15 minutes later, they're like, oh, fuck.
Right. That makes sense.
How many verses I gotta murder to prove that if you were half as nice, your songs could sacrifice virgins to? Your songs you could sacrifice virgins to. I mean, how many times he's gotta spit mad fucking game to prove to you that if your shit was half as nice, you would literally sacrifice virgins like they did back in the day.
If you were even half as good as him, you could be considered a quote-unquote god, too. Not the rap god, but one of those, like, pagan gods that everyone knows aren't real, but, and that didn't stop ancient people from trying to sacrifice virgins to them. So you can be one of those gods, but not the rap god. That's still me, is what he said.
Not the Yahweh.
Ugh, school flunky, pill junkie, but look at the accolades these skills brung me. He hasn't always been the best person or role model, but you can't deny how great he is on the mic. Very simple.
I mean, he still made a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Full of myself, but still hungry. He knows he's the best. He made a song called fucking Rap God.
Yeah.
But he's still grinding at 44 years old at this time.
Yeah. Still wants to get better, still wants more. I bully myself because I make me do what I put my mind to. Just a nice play on what a bully is and how he kind of always achieves whatever he puts his mind to. He's his own bully. He doesn't need bullies.
I wore that skin, and I'm a million leagues above you. So he's at the same time bullying these fucking people by just saying how much better he is than them.
Yeah. Sensing a theme here that he just thinks he's better than everyone.
There might be.
Ill when I speak in tongues, but it's still tongue-in-cheek. Fuck you. He doesn't even have to speak real English words to be better than everyone else, so fuck them all.
Just sounds like fucking gibberish when he's talking sometimes, but It's still a very tongue-in-cheek reference. I'm drunk, so, Satan, take the fucking wheel. I'm asleep in the front seat. I think it goes back to his old fucking songs. Drink a fifth of vodka, dare me to drive? So, Satan, take the fucking wheel. Like my bad persona that Slim is, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a nap while you drive this car down the metaphorical road and make me shit tons of cash.
Yeah, he's just letting his worst impulses lead him through the rest of the song and career. And it's also a play on Carrie Underwood's Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah.
And she had that song. Bumpin' Heavy D and the boys still chunky but funky. Who doesn't love some Heavy D when Satan's driving?
Right, and the boys. But in my head, there's something I can feel tugging and struggling. This point in the video was great. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a callback to his addiction and his unending need to be the best.
I think it's that, and there are still certain criticisms that he kind of gets hung up on sometimes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Which I think he's going to go into in a minute here. Angels fight with devils, and here's what they want from me. He's got, the little Kronk angel and devil on his shoulder, and he doesn't know which one to follow right now.
He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what they want. They're asking me to eliminate some of the women hate. So, I mean, I think it's a callback to, the people that love him, which are the angels, and the devils, which are the SEC, and, people that want to censor him all the time. And
did you say SEC or FCC?
The SEC?
No, that's Securities and Exchange Commission. They don't give a shit about what Eminem's saying. It's the FCC that wants to censor him.
Man, I don't
give a shit. The FCC won't let me be.
Shit.
So let me be. Try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. Yeah, it's FCC, the Federal Communications Commission.
There. Thank you for correcting me, Calvin.
Sorry, I got to make sure the listeners know what's going on. All right, so what does this line mean?
Basically, chill the fuck out, or we're not going to stop censoring you.
Yeah, a lot of criticism of Eminem's treatment of women. I think this is one of those things that he can feel tugging and struggling of, like, he knows it's wrong, but he's not there yet, and he's about to address it here because he knows on the surface it's wrong, but there's more to it in his mind. But if you take into consideration the bitter hatred I have, then you may be a little patient and more sympathetic to the situation and understand the discrimination. He's had very bad and abusive relationships with women in the past, including his mother and his first wife. He's trying to say that this hatred, it comes from past trauma. He doesn't just hate women to hate them. There's something deeper at work here that he can't always move past. And if more people understood that about him, then maybe they could be more sympathetic and less critical of where these things are coming from.
Well, I mean, he's just screaming it from the rooftops that they're not looking at the symptoms of the illness. It's just like, oh,
no,
I got smacked
down.
They're
only looking at the symptom, right?
No, they're only looking at the diagnosis. Oh, he's
okay,
cancerous.
Yeah, they're not
he's
looking
terrible.
at where it's coming from. Yeah. Okay.
How did he get cancer? Oh, he smoked for 55 years.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. My daughter started saying that phrase, and she gets it wrong like 80% of the time when she's trying to say I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's very funny.
That's kind of funny.
She's like, I'm putting down, and you got it up. I'm like, no, that's not it.
Like, you know what, honey? You're goddamn right.
Did you find what I put down over there?
It's always maybe. But fuck it. Life's handing you lemons. Make lemonade then. So I mean, he is buying into all the bullshit they're trying to brew up about him. He's playing into it more so. He's creating more controversy on top of the controversy because it's a moneymaker. It's fucking bank.
I think you're right, but I also think it's the lemons in this situation are his abusive past. And he made the lemonade by writing it into his songs and making just a shitload of money off of it.
I think that's a great point.
But I think you're right with the criticism. It's the same way with the criticism. Instead of taking that criticism and considering it and just cutting some of the stuff out of his raps, he faces it head on and like creates more of a whirlwind around it. It makes even more money. So it's all the lemonade is always money, whatever.
He's a businessman.
But if I can't batter the women, how the fuck am I supposed to bake them a cake then? And this is just another really clever play on words with the double meaning of batter, as a cake batter and like physically beating women. He's saying if he has never mistreated them in his lyrics by battering them, he wouldn't have ever learned how to treat them right in baking them a cake. So if he never got the opportunity to kind of release his frustrations, then it never would have come back to that what he's doing is wrong. Like, because that criticism existed, helped him realize I can bake them a cake now. I know how to treat women right now.
I think that, and if I can't batter the women, how the fuck am I supposed to bake them a cake then? Like, these women are having their cake and eating it too, even though they did something terrible to him. And he retaliated in the form of these terrible songs and physical abuse, but they still won in the end. Like, if he can't batter the women, I think it's just, how the fuck are they going to get their cake and eat it too if I didn't even do anything?
Yeah. All right, I see what you're going. I'm picking up what you're putting.
Are you putting over there what
He's
I'm
amazing.
picking up?
Yeah, that's it.
Don't mistake him for Satan. It's a fatal mistake. Yeah, I mean, he's not the devil. It really,
no, it's Lil Nas X is clearly the devil right now.
Right.
Duh.
A lot of other things will get you. I mean, Old Town Roads will fucking get you. If you
that song's been stuck in my head all day because I've been like I watched his new video that everyone has an issue with, and then like that led down to like Old Town Road. Something with Old Town Road came next, so it's been stuck in my head all day, and it's awful.
Never listened to that whole song.
I don't think I have either. It's not good. The new song's not very good either, but it is interesting.
People love that shit.
If you think I need to be overseas and take a vacation to trip abroad and make her fall on her face and don't be a he plays again on the double meanings of almost every word in this line, and it's beautiful the way he does it. He's saying, don't be stupid, and that kind of there's more than one way to skin a cat in this, right? The only way to take a trip abroad is not to be overseas and take a vacation. Can also make her fall on her face. That's tripping abroad. He can do things his way and still get to where he wants and still get that understanding of what people want from him.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, dude. I think it plays back to his grinding mentality. If you think I need to take a vacation, fuck you. Don't be, retardation, slow down, dampen, diminish. Don't be a don't slow your career down when you're on a fucking roll. Just keep going. Grind it out. Be a king. Think not. No. He wants more than that, bro.
He's not here to be the king of rap. Why be a king when you can be a god? What's a king to a god? I mean, it's that simple.
Ain't shit.
Exactly. Whew! We did not do that at supersonic speed.
No, we didn't. That's all right, though. That's a fucking long song, man.
There are a lot of words in that song. Guinness World Record holding song, and now I think we have a Guinness World Record holding podcast for covering it this way. That's how it works, right? That's how the Guinness World Records work.
And like $5,000 or something.
Yeah. You have anything else on Rap God? I'm pretty sure we covered it.
The beat for this song is dope as fuck. I don't think we mentioned that one time, but it's sick. We mentioned
how fast it is, but yes, we did not.
It's fast, but it's sick as fuck.
Yeah. I'll agree.
It's very hypnotic.
Absolutely. I'm probably going to listen to the song and then throw on Lose Yourself and lose it right after we're done with this.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there with you. Well, let's have a party.
So, a white trash party?
White trash party. Let's crack a bottle.
We'll do it underground. If you're looking for me, we're underground. That's enough. Those are the only 3 Relapse songs I remember. So I think
I was gonna say these tonals are infinite.
Check us out if you want to join us in listening to Rap God and Lose Yourself right now. Hit us on Twitter at APA something at alone_podcast. You can also visit a podcastaboutsomething.com where we got some great stuff. And check out those cats. They're not the rap gods, but they're really good, and they provide all the music for Podcast About Something.
You guys stay sassy.
Stay classy.